Hi, welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with a finished journal flip through for you. This is the Beauty School Dropout journal that I've been working on. So this book came to fruition when I found this book through Facebook Marketplace from a lovely woman who had a cosmetology career. This was one of her textbooks. So this is the standard textbook of cosmetology from Marvel Hairdressing School's associated branches, coast to coast. So the theme of this book kind of tells the story of like a life that I imagined for this cosmetologist, just sort of like a high school, college kind of like experience and beauty school and all that kind of stuff. So you'll see as we go through the book where my brain was on this. If you're interested in more of the process, I do have a few videos leading up to this. You can just search on my channel for Beauty School Dropout. You'll find, I think, 3 videos. So anyhow, let's get started. So I left the text pretty much alone. It's a lovely weathered old book. I did add, these are stitched on. We have standard textbook of cosmetology here, and I've stitched ribbon on the ends. This is tatting that I've attached around a gold eyelet for the closure. And the same ribbon is here. It's been doubled up and tied on both sides, so it's a little bit of like a nice kind of flourishy looking, you know, closure. So let's get into this book. So when you open this book up, you're going to see this same vintage wallpaper that reminds me of like my grandmother's kitchen. It was a really cute vintage wallpaper that was gifted to me in Happy Mail, and I added this hand-dyed lace pocket here. These are going to appear in both the front and the back pockets of this journal. So in this side, I have placed this journal card, and it's this amazing image. So throughout the book, you're going to see a lot of the pages from the original book, as well as ephemera that's been made from the original book. So this is a diagram of spiral hair sectioning and winding, and you can write on the back. And then the first opening page of this book is the original owner has placed her name here, M. Beaton. And it made me think about like the, you know, Mrs. Beaton, if you're not aware of who she was a, I think Victorian age, I could be wrong, but she basically was, I'm really bad sometimes with the ages of things. Too much information in one brain. But she used to give a lot of tips on everything from motherhood to like everything. Like if you look up Mrs. Beaton, you'll know who she is. And some of her advice is a little bit scary, but it's also very dated. So this page is the original page of the standard textbook of cosmetology. This is how the original book opened. It's the book plate. I have strengthened it with some of this nice washi tape that is kind of one of my signatures. I use this beehive washi tape often, and I've added the same ribbon to this front page. And then on the back of the page, we have the copyright 1938 to 1958, and I've added this little bit of a decoration to the front. This is from a vintage hairstyling book, which I've also used quite plentifully throughout this journal. I made a lot of ephemera from vintage hairstyling magazine or a vintage hairstyling book, like the kind that you would go into a salon and you would say, I want that hairstyle. So I used that. I used 60s and 70s yearbooks, and I used some vintage McCall's magazines. So this is a little tuck spot with this little hairstyle image. I've added some lace, and this is like some nice kind of, this goes to the sort of school book theme. And then I've added a journal card here made from the original first chapter of the book, and it was called Will You Be a Success or Failure? And it gives you some tips on how to be a successful business person. Then it's inked up on back, and I've placed a couple little cutouts from a high school yearbook. So that just tucks in there. And then on this side, this is a tuck spot, and there's some ledger paper back here, and you'll see bits of my hand-dyed parchment throughout the whole book. Then I made a tag here with this cutout from the hairstyle book, and this says Methods of Making Pin Curls. And so that's just a journal tag. The paper that I've used as kind of the plain writing paper throughout this is some of my pink and teal dyed paper. So you'll see a lot of this kind of paper. And then you'll also see tabs, one in every chapter. I made these with the little cutouts of a yearbook. So these are maybe the heartthrobs that were in this woman's life. And they're on both sides of the tabs because, you know, why limit yourself? So this is a page from the book on hair tinting and bleaching, and I left a bit of the original old book spine here kind of attached just for, like, it's nice and authentic. And then we have some information on bleaching formula and colored oil bleach. I love all of these old diagrams. They're so fun. Some more dyed paper. This is a little jelly print that I got in Happy Mail. It's really nice. And then this is a really fun little page. So I cut this out of an old yearbook. It is this lovely girl, Sandy. And the quote about her, Sandy has red hair and lives way out there on Ottawa Street. She thinks about what she has to say before she says it and only goes to class when she has to. She has a lot of future plans. So I added in here, this is a large journal card. This is irregular sized lips corrected. So you don't have irregular lips. None of us do. Probably today it should just be called like how to, you know, change the shaping of lips. And nowadays we have more than one lip shaping that we go for anyways. So this gave some tips on what, you know, how to basically create this standardized lip. And then this is a little journal card, and this is from the facial treatment section of the book on redheads. And so I like this because it goes with Sandy. She was a redhead. It talks about powder and rouge and lipstick, the best kind to use for redheads. And more dyed paper. Another original book page. This is about different kinds of waving in the hair. And then this is a vintage stationery envelope with some floral here, and it's a very light pink, and I thought it went really nicely with the aesthetic of the book. This is a little journal card on vintage wallpaper, on paper curling, and I just love these old diagrams from the book. I forgot to mention this book has 5 signatures. Yeah, and it is invisibly bound with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So on this page, it's an original book page, so you can see some of the diamond facial type, the diagram there. And then this was cut out of the back of a vintage yearbook, and it was an ad for Kingsdale Hair Care and their homecoming special hairstyle that you could get, men's perms, and they talk about like having your Mac ID card for McMaster University, and they were in Hamilton, Ontario. Inside here we have a little journal card that I kind of collaged. It's like a little high school memories themed journal card. I used that same ribbon that's very sweet, and this was an image of just kind of 3 girls that are just kind of joking around, and I liked the look on their faces. This actually I think might be a boy dressed as a girl. They just look like they're having a lot of fun. And then I put a little heart there with this guy. Maybe he's a heartthrob of one of them. Then there is this types of profiles. This is from the original book. And then here, I've used these little rose gold paper clips that are like little hearts. I'll just bring it up so you can see. These are throughout the journal, these little paper clips. And this one is holding onto a journal card. It's backed in vintage wallpaper, and it's on hair coloring. And so they're showing you how to section the hair to do hair coloring. And this is just more of that little coffee dyed jelly print and these beautiful pastels. This is more of my dyed paper. And on this page we have a collaged belly band. So we've got a little bit of fun floral fabric and lace, and there's lace in the backing and my dyed paper. And then this is the perfect eyebrow, and this is from the original book, and then a little cutout of some kids from the yearbook. It's on an original book page, and inside we have 2 journal cards. One is made from this really great colored like salmony pink index card, and it's an ad from an old newspaper for a Martha and the Muffins with the Spoons show, a concert. And then this is a journal card on blocking or sectioning the hair. So maybe she was going to that show with her friends. Reminders and hints for hair bleaching. More of my dyed paper. This is some ledger paper with some of my dyed parchment up top. And that paper clip, same kind of paper clip on more of that school kind of paper. It says name and date. We have a journal card that is about the cold method of permanent waving. And so I love these curlers. These images are so great. And then this is the foreword of the book written by the author. It's kind of cool, like the way that they talk about cosmetology. And then the contents of the book, like the chapters and what they were all about. And then we have this diagram, which I love. This is from the first chapter on a well-groomed beautician, and it gives all the hints on how you should look and present yourself as a beautician. And then I added some more of that ribbon to the bottom. This is how to correct faulty posture, and a little tuck spot here made from this image. This advertisement on the triangular technique, new and simplified art of haircutting. So this was an ad for a book on haircutting and this technique. So I made a little tuck spot. And then this was an original receipt from the salon that this woman worked at. It was tucked into the original book, and see, it's paid $3. So yeah, pretty cool. And I just used this fold out from that this scrapbook paper, and I added one of the original book images here on eyebrows. And so that pops in here. More of my original, my dyed paper with some lace attached to it. More of the original book page. This is parting the hair. Combing and brushing the hair into suitable hairstyles. This is an embossed, beautiful envelope that I got in Happy Mail. And on this side, it has this amazing pocket that's also embossed. And it sounds really, really like crinkly and awesome. And this is a journal card on vintage wallpaper, preparing and applying the hair dye. So that just pops in here. More of my dyed paper with a tab there. Cold permanent waving. And these are the questions from the back of the book for practicing for your cosmetology exam. So this is a page of the questions that you would get. This is some of my hand-dyed parchment. So it's nice and crinkly. It's pink. The colors throughout this book are like pink and teal, aqua, and blue with a bit of brown, and obviously a lot of vintage paper. This is from the original book on hairstyling. Interlocking movement for side roll, waved pompadour, interlocking the pompadour. This is from an old music book that was called like Weep Some More, My Lovely, and it was a book of grieving songs. And one of the chapters was called The School of Self-Pity. And so I added this in, and it has these nice edges. I added it because I thought of like all the times that, you know, you can be sad in high school. Maybe you have a breakup or whatever. So I thought that could be a fun, relevant page. And also it's jelly printed in pink. This is an original book page that has these images here, hairstyling pattern illustrations, and it says paste here the latest hairstyles. So you could actually stick the latest hairstyles in both sides. More of the review exam questions, and then these are the answers to the exam questions. More dyed paper, and then the other side of that beautiful embossed envelope. And inside we have this little journal card on just shampooing and dividing the hair. This is another original book page with some really cool hairstyling techniques. The 3-loop chignon and the chignon twist. 2-puff chignon braids. Very cool. And this is a Barbie paper doll outfit, and I just thought it was the right colors and just really fun and timely for this. And then I made this little journal card is just all of these vintage lipsticks, and it's from a Vintage McCall's magazine. And over here is from the original book on rating your personality, positive and negative characteristics. And this is from the vintage yearbook, and I just really liked her. I thought maybe she could have been like the beauty school teacher, or maybe a principal at the high school. She could have been like a woman who was important in the life of this girl. And this is from a vintage yearbook. It's the cheerleaders pyramid, and maybe she was in this picture, or these were her friends. So I made a tag on some tartan paper to kind of go with their skirts, and added some lace up top, and it's on tea-dyed paper. And there is some sparkly lace on the side here as we go into the third signature. Yeah. And this is just some nice crinkly gold wrapping paper, more of my dyed paper. Setting the manicure table and the proper ways to hold manicure implements. Manicuring. And then this fun dyed paper has like a waffly pattern on it, and another tab. And this is a pocket of this beautiful woman. She was from a vintage hairstyling magazine, and I just made a collage, added some pink and teal fibers. And inside is this journal card, Look Your Best in Petal Fabrics. And it's from an old McCall's magazine, and it is on top of my parchment paper that's been glued down on some nice blue paper for journaling, and a bit of lace up top just to kind of pop out of that little floral area of the pocket. And some more hair cutting imagery, more of my dyed paper. This is a fun little page. So this was cut out of a bust magazine, and it's kind of like, you know, a lot of books that like women would read, feminist kind of books, Second Sex, Forever Barbie, The Collected Stories of Colette, a Gloria Steinem book, Outrageous Acts and Everyday Rebellions, Hearts of Men, Titters, the first collection of humor by women, Remaking Love. So I felt like that would be really fun and relevant, you know, reading. And this is on an original book page, and I've got this fun tag inside. It's actually, these are googly eyes on little cutouts of people from a vintage yearbook, and in back is actually some math homework written in pen that I found inside an old textbook from like the 70s. So pretty fun little page. And this is more hairstyling images, the pompadour, the bang, and this is vintage stationery. I love this pink stationery. And at the center here, I've just put this rose. And then we have a belly band with some nice crochet doily attached, and it's on original book page. We've got some beautiful images of braids in the background, and then a journal card here with a little beeswaxed ribbon, and this is just different massage techniques. And that just tucks in there. Inverted French braid, dyed paper, popular hairstyles for young girls, and I just love these illustrations. And over here we have this image that was in a magazine of this woman powdering her nose. And then this is a collaged tag that I made. We've got some yearbooks, some images from the book, and then this hairstyling image of this girl, and we have a little bit of fabric up here, collaged. More of my dyed paper, and this is a flip out, and it's got that fun waffle print on it. Shapes of nails and manicuring. This is a pocket made from an old McCall's magazine image of this girl, and she's like racing away on her bike while this older lady looks out the window all kind of like upset at her in dismay. And it's on gold paper. And inside we have this journal tag, Chemistry as Applied to Cosmetics. And I stitched a flower up here, and I thought I would like put a little heartthrob here. This was a guy from the golfing club at this particular high school. And that just tucks on in there. And then this is just a typewriter, all sparkles. And then we have a fabric pocket here that has some nice cross stitching on it, and I added some lace. And this is on beautiful lace coffee dyed paper that I got in Happy Mail. And this is a journal card that I made. On back it says facial treatments, and on front it has the images of the facial treatments. And then this is about hair cutting procedure, another original book page. Helpful hints on shingling. This is some dyed ledger paper. This is a little jelly printed page. And we have an avocado dyed pocket here with flowers on top of another of those review examinations pages, and inside a couple of things. So this is a coin roll paper, and I felt like that was relevant to like her becoming an entrepreneur and having her own salon. And then this is from a pattern, like a sewing pattern that's vintage from Jiffy, and it was this cute little like blazer tunic maybe. And another hand-dyed page with a tab with our boys, and a manicuring page, and then another little receipt with one of those paper clips, another $3 paid haircut. And on this side we have manicuring implements and another dyed page. This is a page from a yearbook with a bit of lace down the side, and we're at the center now of the 4th signature, and this is the Applied Science class of 1970. And then we have a little pink bandana pocket, and inside is a vintage postcard that I thought was kind of cool. It's the air view of the business district in South Bend, Indiana, and it's a really nice illustration, and it is written on. It's really interesting. It's sent to Bessie from Bessie. So I don't know. Dear Bessie, we'll be seeing you soon. Hope you are all right. Was in Warsaw Sunday. Saw all Dad's folk. Love, Bessie. So yeah, Bessie to Bessie. And then we have a little stuck down eyebrow and eye illustration from the original book, and then some more tips on manicuring. We have a lace belly band here, and there will be a piece of ephemera in here. I had it hanging around somewhere. I think I couldn't find where it was supposed to go, so I stuck it in somewhere else. I will find another piece of ephemera for that. It will be a surprise to whomever picks up this journal. I will make it after the video because the other piece I have clearly put somewhere else in the journal. And then this was really fun, I thought. So I used another one of those paper clips to attach this, and those are the answers to the scores for the review exam. So this is an old Glad like garbage bag coupon. This coupon is worth 6 cents on Glad wrap, Glad sandwich bags, Glad utility bags. So you take this stencil to your store. It may be a $100 winner. See the official rules. Also, you've already won 6 cents with this coupon on any one of these new Glad products. So it's really weathered and old, but it's in great condition. And I guess what you were supposed to do is you were supposed to go up and take the stencil and hold it up to the box, and if the Glad in behind it matched perfectly, you would win this $100. So I thought that was kind of cool and a good thing to include, because you know, when you're young, you're trying to save money. Every 6 cents counts. And then this is just the other side of that little jelly print, and more of the dyed ledger. And this is concerning the clippers, razor hair cutting, thinning hair with a razor, some tea-dyed lace paper, and then this nice, this page is so fun, it's like vintage looking wallpaper. And then this is a 2-part advertisement that I loved. Sad Sue, periodic pain. Every month Sue was miserable because of functional menstrual distress. Now she just takes a Midol and goes her way in comfort because Midol tablets contain, and then they tell you what they contain. And on this side we have Glad Sue because she found out about Midol. So I made a pocket on both sides there. And in this one we've got this little lip rouge demonstration. We got some ribbon here. And on this side with Glad Sue, we have testing for volume content, procedure for bleaching virgin head of short hair. I just love the vintage like lamp on her head, and it's just a fun journal card. And this is another original book page, and more dyed paper. And then we have this beauty from a vintage hairstyle book and the oval facial type. And this is like a little booklet that I made with some of the vintage hairstyling images and some of my pink dyed paper inside. And I just thought that she was like such a rebellious woman that I included her here. So yeah, that is in here. And then I love this vintage yearbook image of this girl. So this is the round facial type, a little pocket with lace. And just look at her. Doesn't she look like she's just having the time of her life at a school dance? And her hair is beautiful. So yeah, that's tag. And then this is more of my vintage parchment, or sorry, my hand-dyed parchment. And then a bandana pocket made with like the letter T tab. More of the vintage book page, and I made this little collage tag, sort of little booklet style tag with these guys from a vintage yearbook and a couple of pink dyed pages. And that just pops up in here. Artistry and hairstyling, and another of my pink pages, and the last of the tabs with these heartthrobs here. And then this is kind of cool. So with another one of those rose gold heart paper clips holding this infrared rays kind of how-to illustration from the book. And then this is like a mail away insert in the vintage hairstyles book about like how to order these books. And then I've used a little light blue brad to clip on this little note about light therapy. So this actually goes with this. So maybe she kept her notes here because maybe this was one of the most, you know, kind of risky high-tech things they did, like working with lasers and light therapy. So she wanted to keep her note handy in her book. And then we have the oblong facial type, the inverted triangular or heart-shaped facial type, more of my hand-dyed parchment, and then this cute rose gold envelope with a heart paper clip. This is the square facial type, and we have this journal card about round eyes, close set eyes, different kinds of eyes. The triangular facial type, more of my hand-dyed paper, and then this is the booklet right here that goes in that belly band. Where is over here? This is the one. I will put it back. Okay, we have a complete journal now. Oh, and I should show it to you. It's actually about ultraviolet rays. So it's on my hand-dyed pink paper, and inside we have this little bit of a washi tape that's kind of about French fashion. So that is what goes in there. I remember now. Okay, and then this is a real vintage photo from the 50s of these two beauties. Just look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? And look at their hair. It's beautiful. And I have put in here this really fun teal index card, and then there's hair pieces imagery. Original book page again. And then one of my dyed pages, and this is more lace, and that final piece of scrapbook paper. And now we have reached the end of the journal, and in here is just my little note from the bookmaker, another lace pocket, and more of that beautiful wallpaper. So that is the Beauty School Dropout cosmetology journal. I'm really happy with it. I think it turned out really fun, and I think it would be a lot of fun in a collection or as a gift, or, you know, for anyone who is into aesthetics, fashion, you know, any of this kind of stuff. I think it would be a lot of fun. It's certainly a great book, and I was really happy to have gotten it from its original owner. She was happy to hear what I was doing with it, so it's a win-win situation. So if you like this book and you're interested in it, I will be listing it in my Etsy shop. If this video is posted, that means that it is already posted, and I will get it on its way to you. You can find all my information, including my Etsy shop link, down below in the description box. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did, and I hope you have a really nice day. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.